So I will go through doing our non-billable ticket with you now. So our non-billables, I touched on it a few times, but our non-billable tickets, they look the same as our billable tickets, except for the fact that with the main difference being that our non-billables are not being billed out to clients that we have. If you were to fill out a billable ticket, we know that those hours, that work that you did, we can bill that out to the client that you put down on the job number. So if you put a job number down for Husky Furnace 1073, we go, okay, the work they did can be billed out to Husky. If you do a non-billable, we know that Marksmen will be paying for those hours that you worked, and we cannot bill it out to a client. So to do a non-billable, it's the same as a billable. You'll select the polygon, go to forms, you'll click on add a form, and we have the Marksmen billable right here. You can go just past that and you'll see the Marksmen non-billable 2020. So we'll select this one. And I'm gonna walk you through each one here because they're all very similar. The main difference between the different types of non-billables will be the comments that you put in. So we'll select which date it is, so January 27th. We'll select Lloydminster as our division. And now you have 6 different types of non-billables. So all of these tickets, except for the repair ticket, but all of the other ones will look the exact same. So you might do a non-billable work ticket. So a non-billable work ticket would just be for any specific or any general work that you do that can't be billed out. The orientation training, so you'll select that. You'll be doing this a lot during the first week that you'll be working for Marksmen when you are in the classroom most days. So your average day in the classroom might be from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. So for those hours, you'll do an orientation/training. So that would be the box you select. And then in the comments for it, you would just say what it was that you did during the day. So arrived to class at 8 a.m. Amanda came in and went through keep trucking. Cam came in the afternoon and went through how to do various forms on Map It Fast and went through mapping. So you just do a brief summary of what it was that you did during those days that you worked. Site inspection. So this form is what you would use out in the oil field a bit more often. So let's say that you're out in the oil field, you're spraying sites, and you pull up to a site, and the site is half covered in water. Or maybe you get to the site, and you can see the site, but the road on the way there is too muddy, and you're not able to drive through it. Or you get to a site, and maybe there's an oil rig, and they're working on the site, and you can't access it. So there's a number of varying reasons why you might arrive to a site, but you're not able to spray it. So in these instances, you would fill out a site inspection on the non-billable form. So you just, in the comments, you just input what the reasons were that you couldn't access the site. So road was flooded out, couldn't get to site, maybe come back in a month when the road's a bit drier. And when you do a site inspection, you would just select the polygon that you want it for and fill out your site inspection form. So when you get to a site, let's say your site is A12 of 16, 53 of 2. You'd select that polygon and you would enter your site inspection. Once you save that site inspection, the polygon will turn red. So then looking at the map later on, people can see all the red sites and they know that those sites weren't able to be sprayed for a varying number of reasons. Shop work would be a non-billable ticket that you would fill out for any work that you do in the shop. So maybe at the end of the day, you work from 4 a.m. until 4 p.m. You get back to the shop and the chain has fallen off of your hose reel. So Elmer comes out and he's helping you put the chain back on your hose reel to fix it. Maybe this takes you 15 minutes of work. So once you finish your day, you're going to fill out a non-billable and select shop work. And you'll do your times from 4 until 4:15, so 0.25 hours. And in the comments, you'll just explain what you did. So got back to shop, chain was broken on hose reel, Elmer came out and helped me fix chain. Would be all you'd have to do. And then you'd put that on your timesheet for your very last ticket of the day. So on your timesheet, you're going to have a list of all the oil sites you sprayed, with the very last one being, it'll just say non-billable shop work, 4 p.m. till 4:15. You also might do a non-billable form for travel. So an instance when you might use this is if maybe you're working up in Cold Lake and you work 11 hours up there. Maybe you work from 4 a.m. until 3 p.m. You finish work and you have to be down in Lloyd because you're going to be working out of Lloyd for the next couple days. So once you finish at 3 p.m., you're going to get in your truck and you're going to drive all the way down to Lloyd. So that's time that can't be billed out to a client. So what you would do for that is you would do a non-billable travel work ticket. So this would be the exact same as a site inspection, as a non-billable work ticket, as orientation training, in the sense that the ticket's going to look the exact same. The only difference is the comments that you put down for it. So in your comments, you'll say, finished work in Cold Lake, was required to be in Lloydminster to spray for the next day, loaded up truck and drove down to Lloyd. So really what it comes down to is any time that you work which can't be billed out, you would do a non-billable for it, and then you will just select in depth a bit more which type it was. So the ticket itself will look the same. The main difference just being the comments that you put down for it and which type of work ticket you choose to fill out for it. So the one difference is a repair ticket. So a repair ticket looks a bit different than the other 5 tickets I went through here, in the sense that it just has a few different boxes that you'd have to fill out. So we'll walk through that right now. So select repair ticket, swipe to the right, and you'll select what it's for. So let's say it's for Marksman shop because it's going to be shop work that you're doing. For some of the other tickets, you might select, so for the orientation training ticket, you might select Marksman training. Or for a travel work ticket, you'll select whatever the client was that you were working for. Let's say you were working for Imperial Oil up at Cold Lake and had to drive down to Lloyd. You would select Imperial Oil for your travel work ticket. Or if you were spraying in the field for Husky Energy for Ness, and you got to a site and you couldn't access the site because the road was flooded. For that site inspection, you would do Husky Energy as your job number. But for this repair ticket, we'll say that we were working in the shop when we had to repair something, so we'll do Marksman Shop 1091 as our job number. Crew member, so I'll say that it was myself that had to do a repair ticket. John was my supervisor. And now you'll select the equipment name that you had to repair. So every truck has a truck number on it. So these are the numbers for all the different trucks we'll have. Every skid on the back of the truck will have its own number as well. So you'll have, the skid will be what your tank for chemical and what your pump for spraying. It'll be what all of that is sitting on. So you'll scroll down and you see truck skid 006, 007. You have all your different skid numbers here. And that skid number is located on the front left of the skid. So it'll be on the left side at the front, just sitting behind the truck. And it's a metal plate, and it'll say what number it is. So you'll select your skid number. So we'll say we're truck skid number 011. If your equipment isn't on the list for whatever reason, you can just enter your equipment on this list right here. We'll say that I got back to the shop from spraying for the day and I had to make these repairs. So I'll say that I worked from 3 a.m. until 3 p.m. So I'll say 3 a.m. until 3 p.m. Or sorry, that's not what I want to say. So if I worked from 3 a.m. till 3 p.m., then I would have started this ticket at 3 p.m. And I'll say that it took me half an hour to make the correct fixes. So until 3:30. So 3 till 3:30 will be half an hour. Time repair reported. So maybe this could be different because maybe the repair was reported like the previous day and it's something minor and you weren't able to fix it till the next day. So I'll say that it was reported today and I also fixed it today. So I'll say it was reported today and it was reported at 11:49 was when it was reported, but I wasn't able to fix it until 3 p.m. Starting odometer. So if you're on your truck, you can just check the odometer, what it's at. So we'll just say it was at 25,000 kilometers. Description of repair required. So I'll say that the chain fell off on the hose reel and we had to put the chain back on. So chain fell off, hose reel, had to put chain back on and tension it to prevent from falling off in the future. Repair complete, yes. If for whatever reason you start doing a repair and you're not able to complete it, you'd say no, and then you can explain further down why you were not able to complete the repair. Maybe you realize that the repair was a bit more complicated than you thought it was initially, or maybe you don't have the proper tools to fix it and you'll have to buy tools, the previous day when places are open again. Could be a number of reasons. We'll say shop work done at the shop in Lloyd. So this could also be different if, I'll say the shop in Lloyd, but maybe if you're working out of Elk Point, the work would have been done maybe at Cam's house. Or if you're in the field and something goes wrong, you could say you could say the work was done at, and you could put the field down. So say Husky Energy Field, and then write down what the site LSD was. So now you have to sign off on it. So you'll just say gather signature. Do your quick little scribble on the phone. Say save and close. So you have all the information here. So you'll swipe to your next page. You can say add picture. You can take a picture of whatever the issue was. So if the chain's fallen off of the truck on the hose reel, you can take a picture of that, and then you can enter a bit further in-depth comments here. So I could say chain fell off of hose reel around 11 a.m. during the day when I was out in the field spraying. Couldn't get it back on as I didn't have the proper tools. Used only one hose reel the rest of the day until I got back to the shop and fixed it. Something along those lines. So I'm not going to add another picture. And then you'd save form and you'd exit. So that would be all you would need for a repair ticket. So in that instance, that's how it looks different from the other ones. I'll walk you through one of the other ones quickly just to get a bit of a refresher for what they look like. So if I just needed to do a non-billable, or let's say orientation training for being in class, I'd swipe to the right. I'm going to say Marksman Training 1242 for the orientation. I have my name there. I have my supervisor's name, equipment name. So I'm just going to say other because I don't have any equipment. I was in class. Start time, I'll say 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. So maybe so 8 till 5, that would have been 9 hours. And let's say we had lunch at 12 until 1 o'clock. So 9 hours minus an hour for lunch. So total time I had 8 hours during the day. Comments, I would enter my comments for what I all did. So I might say Daryl Chambers came in during the morning from Bayer and talked to us about different chemicals, different products that Bayer has. Broke for lunch for 1 hour. Ben came in the afternoon and went through with us how to use Cube and fill out different safety forms on Cube DMS. So those would be your comments for that ticket. You do not add another picture, and then you're done that form. So from that, you can see that the non-billable forms have the exact same layout as the billables. The big difference is just if we're billing it out or if we're not billing it out. So that's the reason for having two different forms. But other than that, the form looks the exact same. You have the same information, whether it's a non-billable work ticket, orientation training. So non-billable work ticket, orientation or training, site inspection, shop work, or travel work ticket, they're all going to look the same. The difference will just come down to what you put under your comments for why you were filling out that specific type of work ticket.